Hi, Smith Ranch Homes. This is Scott Newman, General Manager, and today is August 27th. Unfortunately, when I provide video messages, it usually means I have something urgent, but also not always the most positive news to share. And today I want to address the Building 100 storage lockers. Rightly so, this concern is permeating throughout the campus that really warrants a video to document not only the facts, but also detail some of the steps that we're taking internally to be able to help mitigate this issue moving forward. First, the fact is that indeed 4 storage lockers didn't have their locks cut, but the doors themselves were actually brazenly cut. Now, we're thankful preliminarily that not many items were removed from the units, but we did have some report of losses, and some of those losses were discovered elsewhere and returned to the owners. We're also thankful that the maintenance department quickly deployed and made repairs to those 4 units, and we've communicated to the owner that they can re-secure those units. We also know that that does not eliminate any invasion of privacy or concerns of using these lockers moving forward, but these are important first steps. This morning, I also met with Kevin Bauer, Fred Wiley, and Isabel Berkson to discuss what responses can we take within the campus to help improve the safety of our storage areas. The first step we took was placing notices on the exteriors of all the storage room locker doors throughout the campus, not just Building 100. We hope that this will raise awareness for our residents and also anybody else coming and going that we're aware of the issue and to please use caution. We're also increasing patrols. The Rover is going to be conducting a building by building, floor by floor sweep on a nightly basis just to make sure that all storage locker doors are closed entirely and that they can also just report any unusual activity. The maintenance department is also reviewing all the storage locker room doors, the exterior doors. Those doors are 35 years old, and we recognize that the mechanisms in those can age with time, and that can sometimes prohibit easy closing of the doors or that they stay closed. And so we have the department currently reviewing every one of those exterior doors and making improvements where necessary. I also spoke to the San Rafael Police Department. I reported the issue that we had here, and a case has been opened, and an officer has been assigned to the association and will be meeting with me shortly over the next day or two to review the matter, the steps that we've taken, and also make some suggestions that maybe we haven't thought of already. We also conducted a site-wide evaluation outside of the storage lockers. We noticed throughout the campus there was maybe some areas that we could improve, chiefly amongst the pedestrian gates on the exterior gates of the property, so we made some extra repairs there. We also made some temporary surveillance improvements. Now, as I mentioned yesterday at the board meeting, I don't necessarily want to show my cards to everybody, including my opponents, on what are we doing, but we were able to identify today on some short-term solutions where we were able to get some surveillance and cameras put into some places that can help at least record and monitor the areas a little bit better. That includes also in the garage. This is also not a long-term solution, but we do think these are things that we can do today and this week to help improve the surveillance. This also has emerged a conversation that's been close to my heart for years, which is about the access controls to the entire property. We used to have an auditable access control system to your unit called the Marlock system, but unfortunately over years that system reached its useful life and was then replaced with a hard key. Today that hard key has no tracking system whatsoever. So I would like to work with the board of directors and the residents to develop a plan on how we can migrate with the incoming core system called Northstar. How can we work together to find a system that can allow us to track not only who's accessing the units today, but in the future that we can monitor any lost or uncertain key access controls. There's also some responsibilities and suggestions that I want to pass on to the residents. This really is a collective mobilization, and there's some steps that the residents can take that'll help bolster our security here. They're obvious, but at the same time, we have noticed even before these incidents that the storage locker areas have been left pretty unsecure. Many lockers are actually left without locks, or they have locks but they're not secure. So I'm going to ask you if you could please go to your storage locker and just make sure that your lock is properly attached. Also, please close that door. As I mentioned earlier, the maintenance department is going to be reviewing all the mechanisms, but we also want to make sure that when you're leaving that door, you pull that door closed and just be conscious about making sure that it's locked and secure. This is also obvious, but please see something, say something. This doesn't pertain just to this issue, but if you observe some anything suspicious or any kind of odd, out of order operational item, please contact the patrol gatehouse. They're open 24/7, and they could either dispatch a rover to be able to investigate some unusual activity, or they can file a work order as needed. I was reviewing the mission statement today, and there was a phrase here that's included in the statement, which is that Smith Ranch Homes' mission is to foster a safe and comfortable environment for our residents. At the same time, each year we distribute a safety and security responsibility notice that's in our budget package and easily missed. But it does remind the homeowners that we cannot guarantee a 100% safe and secure environment. But we do also hope that the association can invest in some infrastructure and also procedures that can help mitigate as best we can any sort of odd behavior, but also any loss into the future. If you do suffer any loss, please contact the San Rafael Police Department immediately and file a police report. Also contact Fred Wiley, who can create an incident report, and we also can start the process of investigations. And through this, I thank you for your cooperation and commitment to try to help bolster this property. And I do commit to moving forward, looking at some longer term solutions so that we can't 100% guarantee your safety or your crime prevention, but at the same time, we can make sure that together we're living in a safe and comfortable community, which is what all of you have reported to me is what you expect. And I don't disagree at all. Thank you for your time watching this. Please contact me if you have any questions, and I'm very committed to trying to find a solution to this challenge. Thank you for your time.